Now, this is the weekend when hundreds of thousands of Londoners head to the streets of West London for the biggest carnival outside Brazil. The Notting Hill Carnival is starting and finishing earlier this year, following the riots and looting in London nearly 3 weeks ago. There'll also be record numbers of police on the streets. Well, Paul Curran is in Notting Hill for us this evening. Paul, preparations well underway?
Certainly are. Just making a few finishing touches here to some of the costumes. As ever, a lot of focus this year on Carnival. Interesting times. Focus on it because of the riots over the last few weeks. And obviously the police have said they're going to be out in record numbers this weekend. The question is, will that make people stay away or encourage them to come? No matter what, the show will be going on. And this afternoon, the weekend kicked off with a little bit of history.
We acknowledge, therefore, our responsibility in our time.
A traditional toast set the scene for the unveiling of two plaques in Notting Hill, celebrating the roles Claudia Jones and Ronnie Laslett played in starting Carnival.
There was a synergy in what they did, and it was all about the community. They were all involved in Carnival, and we thought it would be nice to put plaques opposite each other with them to express the symbiotic relationship of their shared vision.
A lot has changed since the early days of Carnival. This weekend, much of Notting Hill will be boarded up. That's not unusual, but in the wake of the riots, more than ever will be protected.
My mate rang me yesterday. He said, if you want these boards, you better come to them now because they're just flying through. People are buying them by the pallets this year rather than last year when they had a lot.
The highest number of police ever will be at Carnival. Irene Scott will be among them, but with a difference. For the fourth year running, she'll be in a mass band in full costume.
I hope we don't have any trouble. You know, it's very minor, the trouble that does normally happen during Carnival. There's plenty of police on the streets and hopefully we have a peaceful parade.
Steel bands are a key part of Carnival, but half of the regulars won't be playing this year, not because of the riots, but because they can't afford to.
Bands have had to make a decision on whether or not they want to come to Notting Hill or whether they want to fund their activities, you know, throughout the course of the year. And for a lot of bands, the work that they do throughout the year has just got the edge on the 2 days at Notting Hill.
Some other familiar names will be missing too. The Rampage soundstage pulled out when their insurance doubled, while Notting Hill veteran Norman Jay is taking a year off. A decision he made before the riots, and he says he'll be back next year.
I'm leaving Carnival this year in really good hands. There's so much to see, so many great sound systems to enjoy, so much good food from around the world to enjoy. And it's going to be a fantastic weekend for everybody. And
certainly the vibe among Carnival supporters can be summed up in song.
I want to hear you all sing with me one time. No, don't stop the carnival. Let me see you jumping on the line. No.
It's a busy and stressful time for the organisers of Carnival. I'm joined by Ansel Barkley from the Notting Hill Carnival Company. Ansel, this whole talk of riots and extra police, will that make people stay away?
If history is anything to go by, I would say this Carnival is going to be one of the best ever. Because shortly after in the 70s, shortly after the riots, we had one of the best ever Carnival. So I'm preparing for an excellent Carnival.
Some people are staying away who are the performers. We've heard Norman Jay, Rampage. Does that worry you as an organiser?
Certainly not. We have 2 out of 37. So we still have a large number of static sound systems coming out. We also have a bigger bands this year in terms of the performing units, the mass bands. As you can see, LMU is all getting geared up to be on the road, and they have got an increased number of persons playing mass for them this year.
So you'd encourage people to come along?
Most certainly. What we are saying to people is come early, enjoy yourself. We're going to have a 7:30 shut-off. So we start at 9 promptly, and we are ready. We put all measures in place to ensure that you're going to have a fantastic time, and come enjoy the Caribbean food, drinks, music, costume.
Lovely. Thank you, Ansel.
Thank you.
So, business as usual for the Carnival on Sunday and Monday.
Sounds like it, Paul. Thanks very much indeed. Well, you can keep up to date with the Notting Hill Carnival on our radio station. That's BBC London 94.9 FM. And of course, there's more on our website too. The address there now, bbc.co.uk/London, and you can follow the links. Well, there's plenty more ahead of 7, including